Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another video. And today I'm going to be talking about something that really needs to be said, and people have told me before to make this video before. So it's definitely something I want to make. You can already tell by the title. You guys, probably not you guys are probably good. This is probably something I probably want to share with someone they may know. Maybe you can just, I don't know how you're going to be able to talk to them. But find a way. So we're going to go ahead and talk about some friend list etiquette here. Things that you should not be doing at all at this point in the game. This is not 2018. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. So let's just say, for example, this is my friend unit. This is what I would gear as my friend unit. I've got killers. I've got some HP. No, it might not. Got full status immunity. Got killers, like I said. Got attack. Got a good, decent. Obviously my spear could be a little bit better, but right now I'm geared mainly for defense because defense is kind of the meta right now. But spear could be geared better. And in the other form, it's geared with a lot of beast killer right now. For example, obviously it could be any killers. Beast killer and little burst damage, and not really needed for status immunity because he only stays in this time. We could put status immunity here too in this spot perhaps. So this is a good example of someone, if I were to use this would be pretty good. This is a pretty good, if I were to use this as a good friend unit here. Now this is something you should definitely be building, generally, not. And now we're going to show you guys some stuff that you probably should not be doing in the year 2020 game anymore. Now here's a pretty good example of what not to do when you're trying to gear friend units. For example, you might see this Esper over here, and as a new player, yes, fair enough. As a new player, you're seeing Fenrir for the first time. You're seeing all the things that it gives in that grid. Well, it gives all this attack and stuff, and okay, that sounds nice. But the reality of things is that Fenrir gives no killers. Killers are far more important than any kind of attack that you possibly get. Please just stop using Fenrir. It's not 2018 or whenever it was relevant anymore. Don't use Fenrir, please. Fenrir is probably the worst Esper you could use as your friend unit lead. There are far better ones. Odin, Diabolos, things like that are common. Fenrir is not one of them. Also, Ifrit is a good one as well. So, and you never want to gear your units with full EP, like this, for example. I mean, this one he's trying his best. Trying his best because I can tell that he has some free-to-play equipment here, and I guess that's okay, but never gear your units with full EP, seriously. Let's see if we can try and find one. This is a pretty good example of what you probably should not be doing as relatively, like equipping both of these katana sword. Neither of these provide any killers. This is all EP. And granted, yes, they do have some killers here eventually, but just imagine equipping a killer. And there's a new katana that I just showed you on my unit that gives beast and human killer. And you could say, oh, if you guys like, whatever. Just equipping both of these are not worth it. If you want to do this for your own unit, fine. But if you were trying to gear for someone else, or just gear in general for someone for a trial, there's a new trial that came out, and that's also a very good thing. My general standpoint is I gear my units for new trials for at least for a week. Maybe longer, unless someone asks for longer. And that's what you guys should be doing, unless you're like a new player and you have nothing. Otherwise, you should really try to gear your units for new trials that come out. And some people do that, a lot of people do not. Try to do that as a friend unit etiquette. Yeah. Try to gear for new trials. Then people can find your units a little easier because that's what they're looking for. Oh, I need to find someone with ice resistance. No one else has any ice resistance. No one's gearing for the new trial. Okay. So this is not something you really should be doing. EP is out. EP's never been good, but people seem to still like to do EP builds, even though if I were to bring, let's say for example, this guy for example, if I were to bring this guy into a hard trial that I needed a lot of HP and a lot of spirit for, I couldn't bring him into the trial. He has 4,000 attack. Who cares? I can't bring him into the trial. He's a liability. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just not worth my time. I could just someone else. I could literally look for anyone else that's better geared than that person. So that's what I was trying to say for that, but I mean, of course, this is only the JP side, and we're talking about global mainly, but JP side has no excuses here. And a lot of people that are gearing for EP are not gearing at all. Some of these people are not gearing at all. So you definitely want, if you're going to share some friend units, you definitely want to at least gear your units. Try to do that at least. Try to at least gear your units. And the global side is not going to be excused out of this, because we're going to go jump right over the global side now and show you guys some bad builds there too. So for example, on the global side, I've got my Kuja currently geared for the newest trial, Bahamut K. I've got him geared pretty decently. Not the best, but decently. With 100% evasion, and also some killers in here. So this is the best way to gear your friend unit. Gear for the newest trial if you can. Things like that. Even got effort on there. So now let's see what you shouldn't be doing. And already I found someone, didn't have to look that hard. I already found someone who has a top tier meta unit currently in the game, and unfortunately is sullying that by using Fenrir. Now guys, I get that. It has really good stats, sure. But it has no killers. You'll a million times out of 10, I would prefer someone who has killers besides just being able to have that blue number there showing that you have max stats. Max stats don't mean anything if you have no killers. Now, your Ace has some no killers innately, but it's not going to be enough to cover it at 300% of a killer. I'd rather have 300% of killer than have EP and attack. EP and attack is not good, guys. EP and attack is not good. Yeah, I'm trying to stress that more than enough that you can even understand. EP is not enough. EP is not enough. Just say that to yourself. EP is not good enough anymore. Do not do EP. Full status immunity. Killers. The applicable killers, at least. Good defensive stats like HP, defense, spirit. When applicable, of course. You don't always want to gear that way all the time. You want maybe some high HP attack. High HP attack, spirit, for example, would be decent. Elemental resistance. Elemental resistance is also a key factor in a lot of builds. So that's also another thing you should be looking at. And when you look down, most people are actually gearing for the new trial. For the most part. You can see a lot of people, except for this guy, like, again, low HP and just a bunch of EP. But he has a lot of killers on here, but I don't know why the choice of Esper is for. It is what it is. I don't know why he has that there. But low HP, his low stats would be a detriment to anything. But for the most part, there actually is, you know, some decent killers going on up in here. Decent killers, you know, decent choices. I'm really surprised. I went through my first glance through my friends list, and actually not a lot of people are using Fenrir anymore. I'm actually surprised by that. Right, Global is actually finally evolving. Okay, probably want to at least use an Esper, even though even if he is 100% dodge, you would like to probably put an Esper in there for, like, maybe you could summon Golem one turn or something. But I'm really surprised by the lack of Fenrir's. Good job, guys. This is fine because this is not a DPS. Don't put any. I'm not trying to say don't use Fenrir ever because his summon is decent, but don't use Fenrir on DPS, guys. Now, I can't actually find very many bad here. I'm actually surprised. Now, this is only for this rundown. I can tell you, for example, I've seen in the past few months, I've seen a lot of people that are using, you know, Fenrir and a lot of other units. They're using Elena with, you know, not the right equipment and things like that all the time. And I'm not saying that you can't always have the best equipment of all time, but just saying, if you're gonna show off a unit, you know, if you're gonna put a unit in these 5 slots here, try to at least put some effort into it and put some, you know, some killers on your units and some defensive stats on your units, things like that. Don't just focus on that shiny number that you're maxed in attack or maxed in magic. It doesn't matter if your other stats are lacking. For example, this guy right here has very bad stats. I'm sorry whoever this is, but very bad stats. That HP is extremely low. These defensive stats are extremely. You would never bring this to a real trial. You would just be bad. It would end bad for you, is what I'm trying to say. So before this video gets any longer, let's just sum up things here before I make fun of my whole friends list here, because I've been actually having to prune my friends list a lot lately because people just aren't getting their units right. JP side on stream like I think it was like over 2 weeks ago now, but on the JP side I had a giant pruning of a lot of people on my friends list. I was just getting tired of it. Like people were building Furion, the new Furion that has 6 times the Catapult true dual wield, 200% passively, doesn't have to gear any true dual wield. They were gearing him and TDH in his normal form, not his Brave Shift form is TDH. His normal form is not TDH. And they're building him TDH in his normal form, and that just did not sit well with me. I started moving people left and right. Get out of here. I'm tired of you. So, in essence, gear for new trials. You don't want to do that. At least gear decent killer to attack or magic ratio with HP, good HP, and survivability. And multiple resistance if needed. Don't use Fenrir. Please just don't use Fenrir on your DPS anymore, guys. If anyone's, I know there's a lot of new players in my community now. Fenrir might look tempting to you, but a million times out of 10, like I'm just saying, I'd prefer an Ifrit. I'd prefer an Odin. I'd prefer, a Diabolos. Any of those kind of killers would be far, Espers would be far better than Fenrir, who offers 0 killers, by the way. 0. And again, I'm saying that Fenrir is not bad as an Esper in total, because as the summon, it's not bad, because it offers the Mirage and it gives some stat gives a stat bonus to your entire team, which is not too bad. As a summon, but as an Esper equipped with DPS, no. So that's the summary I wanted to give today. I wanted to make this video for the weekend, but I had no time. I guess that's an excuse, but I really didn't have much time. So I'm getting this out now. I'm gonna have to pump out 2 videos tomorrow, global news and also the review for Charlotte, Fina, and the new Fistless New Vision. All 3 of them are getting New Vision. So I mean, Fistless is a new unit, so don't get too excited. I'm seeing the old one. But yeah, make sure to tune in for those. I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure if you're new to the channel, please subscribing. Make sure you like the video, give it a dislike to the video if you like Fenrir. If you like Fenrir, please give a dislike to the video. If you watch all the way through, type in #friendlist. #friendlist. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.